Have you ever noticed why some men completely change? Have you ever noticed why some men completely change after they become red-pilled? Their mentality, their behavior, even in relationships become to change. Even in marriage, even in how they see this world, even in how they see business, money, and everything. What exactly is happening? In today's video, I'm going to break down what actually happens when a man becomes red-pilled. So some of you may be wondering what red pill means. So in this video, I'm going to break down, first of all, what red pill mean. Then I will give you why some men act that way when they become red pilled. And obviously, I'm going to give you why the benefits of becoming red pilled at the end of this video. So stick with me until the end of this video so you understand why some men completely change after they become red pilled. So first of all, let's try to understand what red pill means. What red pill means. Red pill, it's a term that comes from a movie called Matrix. But in today's modern world, it's called waking up to a harsh truth. That's what it means. So when you're saying a red pill, what we're actually saying is waking up to a harsh truth. Truth about what? It could be love, it could be marriage, it could be the advice that we were told by the society, it could be relationships, it could be how we see business, everything that we grow up being told. Sometimes when you realize the truth, you can say that you've become a red pill man. So let me give you what exactly happens when you become a red pill man. What exactly happens when you discover the truth, when you're waking up to reality. Let me start by the foundation of why some men, they started to chase for knowledge, they started to chase for wisdom, for certain things in their lives. If you look at life, you see that some of us men, we are conditioned and programmed into a way that we have a certain way of seeing marriage, we have a certain way of seeing love as we are growing up. So I'll give an example. We as men, we are told from the beginning, from an early age, that you should see a woman as your center of origin. That's the advice that society tells us as men. But if you grow up, if you begin to fall in love and being mature in life, you later realize that that was a lie. That was a lie. And you see that I should not see a woman as my center of origin. All of the things started to shift. All of the things started not to make sense. I'll give an example. I was asking someone last week, I was asking that, why should I kneel down and propose to a woman that I'm going to give value? Why should I beg someone to bring value to her? This is the question that comes in my mind last week when I was asking someone that, to me, it doesn't make sense. I'm bringing value, I'm bringing financial support, I'm bringing emotional support to a lady, and yet I'm being said that I should kneel down and propose to a lady. So to me, it doesn't make any sense. So these are some of the questions that when you become red-pilled, you begin to ask yourself, what society tells us, is it true or is it wrong? So what normally happens is when you are growing up, you are told certain things that you need to do, but later on when you realize in life that I have to engage myself into love, I have to engage myself into relationships, I have to engage myself into marriage, then you see that all the advice that you were told were not true. Were not true. Men that become red-pilled, they used to love. They used to love, they used to take care of their kids, they used to take care of everything. But once they realize the truth, they become a completely man. And to a ladies, they don't love men that become red-pilled. Red-pilled, just we're saying, waking up to a reality. So ladies, when they see that you are now know the nature of them, they begin to hate you. I'll give an example of men that have become red-pilled, men that I admire the most. First of all, it's called the man that is called Chris Brown. I love that man. Until today, he has never get into marriage. Why? I was reading his article the other day. He was saying that marriage is a business. It's a business. I don't see myself getting into a marriage with someone where when I get divorced, I could share half of my property. all of my life I've worked for all this, and after that divorce I could share half of what I've worked for. It doesn't make any sense. That was Chris Brown say his point of view to marriage, and to me it was making sense. He's not the only one. Even the man called Cristiano Ronaldo, until now, is not married with that girl that's called Rodriguez. He's not married to that. He's a girlfriend. He's not his wife. He's a girlfriend. So Cristiano Ronaldo, I admire him the most because until now he's never married that woman, because he knows the consequences that comes after getting into marriage. The other person that I admire is called 50 Cent. 50 Cent has could never got into marriage also. So these people, if you study them, you will see that they've tapped into a realm where they now understand that what society tells them was not okay, was not good information. They tap into a realm where most of you average men, you've never reached that level. So the benefits that happens when you tap into becoming a red pill man is you begin to focus on yourself, you begin to focus on your children, you begin to focus on your business, you begin to focus on your investments. Some other things you will see like they're just objects, and to some of the people they see that you've become a harsh person or a person that is so angry, but no, you've now become a person who knows the truth, who knows what is actually happening in the society. I could give you an example. You see that the education system that we grow up, the marriage, the love, everything that we grow up being told to do, even the baking sector, I studied all of that, and to my surprise, everything that we were told is a lie. I'm telling you, it's a lie. So when a man becomes a red pill, his behavior changes. It changes to a personal growth. He begins to focus on his personal life more than everything else. So that's what I wanted to understand in this video, that sometimes a red pill, it just means waking up to reality. You have to focus on yourself and know that the most important thing that you need to do is to realize that no one is coming to save you. If you are a man, no one is coming to save you. You are on your own. You are on your own. And I would advise men that are growing up that be a person who search knowledge, be a person who search wisdom. Don't be ignorant. The biggest mistake that you can make in our times of living that we are living now is to be ignorant, because some of the information that you learn in school, I could say it's 20% that is true, 80% is false. So I would advise you as a young man that research everything, because once what you were told from an early age until now, most of that information is wrong. I can tell you and I can guarantee you that. So that's what happens in this video, that I wanted you to learn that what happens when a man become red-pilled. He realizes some of the truth that you were never told. It could be marriage, it could be banking sector, it could be relationships, everything started to change, and the primary focus, it will be in himself. It will be in himself. So thank you so much. If you really like this video, go ahead and subscribe and share. And keep in mind, become red pill doesn't mean that you have become jealous, you have become harsh, or you have too much pride. No, it just means waking up to a reality. And some of the people, when you started to know some of the information, they will judge you, they'll see you at an angle of another perspective. But that's not true. That's not true. So thank you so much. And if you really enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe. And that's exactly what happened when a man became red-pilled, when a man started to see what others are not seeing. And Myron Gordon says, we don't see with our eyes, we see with our mind. And our eyes are just one of the tools our mind uses to see. So if your mind is blind, it doesn't matter if your eyes can see. And if your eyes can see, it doesn't matter if your mind is blind. So what happens is, if your mind is blind to the possibility, then your eyes will be blind to the opportunity. That was Myron Gordon. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope we see each other again. Thank you and cheers.